I don't want to go to work today. Hey guys, it's Madison, and today on whatever this is, I wanted to talk about following your dreams. Because I don't get to. But you can always try. And what I mean by I don't get to is that I don't get to study what I want to study in college. Mainly because I would rather not have any debt than get a degree in something that I might not even be able to get a job for. This is something that really makes me kind of like, it's a touchy subject for me. Anybody who asks me about it knows I get really sensitive, but you know when, I don't know who's in college that's watching this, but people will ask you what your major is. Now after your freshman year, people just stop asking you and they go, oh, are you a blank major? Because they start liking to try and assume things about you. And I get a lot of the time people go, are you a theater major? I'm like, oh, do I look like a theater major? Do I act like a theater major? Like, what's... That's not what I am. I'm a marketing major, because no one would assume that I would be in a business type situation. And the thing about that is every time somebody says to me, are you a theater major? I have to go, no. But I wish I was. I wish I was a musical theater major. And that's what I wanted to study when I went into college. But, you know, reality calls. But there's always going to be a way that you can fit things that you love into your realistic setting. And don't get me wrong, I love marketing. I really do. But not quite as much as I love musical theater. And I love musicals. So I take it upon myself to try to put it in my everyday life as much as possible. Now with that, last semester I took a gen ed that I needed to take, but you get to pick. I took theater appreciation, and then at my university they have honors classes, and they offered an honors class, because I'm in honors, they offered an honors class about musicals. Now this was one of my favorite classes I've ever taken. I learned so much more about musical theater than I could have ever hoped to learn about, and my final project actually was, the way final projects work in the honors program is that you basically just do whatever you want as long as it pertains to the class and you can use some kind of interdisciplinary element to it. One girl did, she did a poem, and she took lines from like a musical from each decade that like represented what was going on historically at the time, and I thought that was like the coolest thing in the entire world. But anyway, I decided to write a jukebox musical. Now, if you don't know what a jukebox musical is, check out this definition. It's a musical where you take pre-existing music and then you write a show around it, basically. There's different variations of that, but ones that you might know of, Mamma Mia is around the music of ABBA, and then there's also Jersey Boys, which is the Beach Boys, and several others. So I took it upon myself to write a jukebox musical, A, because I can't write music, and B, because I thought it would be a really fun project, and I didn't realize that writing a musical was one of my dreams. But I did it, and it's right here. All 27 pages, not formatted correctly, because I didn't think about that when I wrote the project. But anyway, this jukebox musical that I wrote is based on the album All the Way by All-Star Weekend, which was one of my favorite bands growing up. If they were still a band, then they probably still would be. But I decided to write it for a couple of reasons. A, just because I needed to do a project. B, because All-Star Weekend is my favorite band, and it really is a core part of who I am. They kind of shaped me how I am today. I wouldn't be who I am without them. And so I kind of wanted to pay tribute to them in this form. And then I also wanted to talk about issues that were relevant to me because we talked about in the class, we talked about how musicals were often used to convey political things going on at a certain time period or social issues. So I decided to tackle bisexual erasure, because that directly affects me as a person. Now, what my musical is about... Okay, this video has turned into me talking about my musical, but anyway, follow your dreams. You know, if I had not written this musical, I wouldn't be giving it to Thomas Sanders on Wednesday. I decided to give it to him because when I did write it, I wrote the dedication to him. And in my dream cast, I cast him as the lead role of Greg. And Greg is my baby, and I did a little bit of self-projection onto him, but not totally. So basically, this is about following my dreams. But I try to fit theater into all the things I do, and one of the great things about marketing is that I can take it virtually anywhere. I can market for anything. So I could potentially go market for a theater company, or I could go take it on Broadway and market shows. I can do stuff like that. I can take it anywhere virtually. So I felt like it was a good compromise. And plus, I really like marketing. I do. Don't get me wrong. I really do. But anyway, this is a nice 27-page, 0.5 margin, single-spaced thing. Now, there's a bunch of post-it notes in here because when I give it to Thomas, I'm doing a post-it note commentary. And I was actually really surprised I actually finished the first draft when I turned the project in. I mean, it really needs a lot of work still. Like, when I was going through doing the post-it note commentary, I was like, oh wow, this needs a lot of help. But for my first draft, I thought it was really good, and I still do. I wrote it a couple months ago because the class ended in May, and it took me 5 weeks to write. I started as soon as, because this is the first project I have not procrastinated on at all. Like, I got it done. And my beautiful friend Fame did some concept art for it. I sent her very, very vivid character descriptions, and it's like she pulled them right out of my brain. Anyway, it's my three main characters are Greg, Michelle, and Henry. This is Greg. He is my garbage. Well, he's not garbage. He's my little baby, and I love him. He's the main character. He's great. This is Henry. He's super gay, and I love him, and he's a trash baby. And this is Michelle, and she is also a garbage person with a bucket orchid tattoo because she thinks it looks like a vagina. The basic message of this video is do what you love, and if you can't find a way to do what you love, try. Like, if you can't do what you love primarily, then try to find ways to work it into whatever you're doing. Because I've been doing that, and I feel like I've been a much happier person since I've been working musicals into literally everything I do. And I feel like next time I have a project for one of my actual marketing classes, I can do the interdisciplinary element of musical theater and marketing, and hopefully everything will work out, and hopefully I'll end up where I want to be, marketing on Broadway, because then I'll be surrounded by things that I love. Doing a job that I can actually make money with. Not to say that I wouldn't make money with musical theater, but it's a very competitive market, and I don't think that I possess the talent to make it on Broadway or even off Broadway. Not to say that I don't have faith in myself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's very competitive, and there are tons of other people out there way better than I am. But if I get to be surrounded by it, it'll be just as good. But anyway, I just wanted to get a little bit serious and talk about my musical a little bit. And if you guys want to see me meeting Thomas Sanders, you guys can ask for a video of that, I guess, in the comments. I'm meeting him on Wednesday, the 17th. So it's going to be really, really fun. I love him so much. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, tap that like button. And if you want to see more, click the Oscar painting to subscribe. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see all you beautiful people next time.